Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Squared Circle once again. It is April 8th, 2024. It is the day after WrestleMania 40. We might mention that a little bit, but we are the defenders of independent wrestling as always. Hollywood Jay Williams and Matt DeCourt. And we are joined by a fellow broadcaster, podcaster, Uncle Oatis.
Guys,
From Pro Wrestling Wire.
yes, sir. Thank you so much for having me today. It's awesome. I'm excited to be here and to share some wrestling talk.
Absolutely, It's good. It's good to have you here. We've got a lot of events coming up this coming weekend, and the weekend after that. We'll be talking about them, but I have you here because I want to have a sense of unity amongst all of us. There's been a lot in the past where other shows in the Squared Circle haven't really got along very well, and over things that happened. But I don't want that. We're all in the same business. We have the same mission, and it's to help the future generation of wrestling out.
I totally agree with that. Totally. I think and I've noticed that I've been in other types of businesses throughout my life. I'm 62, so I've had my share. And one thing that I've found since doing this stuff that I've been doing for the independents is what a wicked, cool, close family everybody seems to be. Everybody just really is all about being there for each other. And that's what's really cool, that me being coming in 6-7 months ago really green and chasing a dream that I've had for probably since I was in my 20s. I really wanted to be a manager.
Right.
I really did, but physically I don't think I'll be right there with my cane to hook a leg, but I don't think that I could take the bump afterwards.
Right, yeah, it takes a lot of intense training to be a manager as well.
Yeah. So this is the next best thing for me. I get to help some of the talent, and when I say talent, I don't use that word loosely. These guys are talented, wicked talented, and they do a tremendous job. They take their lumps and they come back for more every time. A lot of tough guys right now in the independent circuit, especially in this area of Connecticut and Rhode Island and Massachusetts and stuff. And there's a lot going on.
And there's so much out there now. Since the pandemic, has basically been over. I mean,
it's been over for a couple of years.
Connecticut only,
for the most part.
Yeah, Connecticut maybe only had a couple wrestling organizations before the pandemic, and now just in this state alone, I'm not even talking about Massachusetts.
Yeah, in Connecticut alone.
God, we got.
Truthfully?
7 maybe?
Well, I actually, when I first started, because as I was talking about with Matt earlier, I focused my service, we'll say, to the areas that I can get to, within a reasonable time.
Right.
And to be able to, so that I can take some pictures and some video and stuff and be able to say I was there. Mm-hmm. I'm not pulling pictures from somebody else and throwing them up and giving my view. I'm there, I'm experiencing, I'm watching it happen, and it makes me feel like when I'm doing the service that I'm doing, I'm actually, since I experience it, I know what I'm doing.
Right.
And, for me, I take a lot of video and a lot of pictures, and I spend a lot of time cropping and filtering and making it to let people see what, that independent wrestling is full of action too.
Right.
We don't have to be on the big stage to put on a good show. And there's a lot of talented guys in Connecticut, and there's probably, I was looking at my list over here. Just in the month of March, I attended looks like 7 different promotions and covered matches at them just in the past month, and that's 7 different promotions. So that was two of which, or one of which, was in Massachusetts. The rest were all here in Connecticut, and I know for a fact, after Googling and doing a little research to try and do a better job at what I'm doing, I saw that there's got to be a few dozen promotions at least in Connecticut, and they go all and from literally one corner to the next. You could find a promotion, and that's the thing that I really want to press the issue on to people that are watching this. If you've never seen before any independent professional wrestling, Google independent professional wrestling near me, and you'll be amazed that you probably got a promotion right in your backyard, and you could go see a show for like $20. I mean, come on. You go to a movie and it costs $20, and what do? You sit there and you hope the movie turns out good, and you hope that the person sitting in front of you ain't 7 feet tall, Matt. And you that's what I love about independent wrestling. It's in your face action, in your face, and most of the venues, every seat is a front row seat. When you go to a place that only can fit a few hundred people, every seat's a good seat, and that's what's awesome about it, So I'm really enjoying doing what I'm doing for the guys, and if it's helping them, a lot of them have told me they appreciate, and I appreciate them, and you know what? I think that I'm winning on this deal. I do. I'm doing what I can for them, but I'm having a great time doing it, and this is how I want to go out whenever, the big man pulls my number. I want to be able to say, I got to finish the last leg doing what I wanted to do. And the best part is that I'm helping somebody while doing it. I mean, if I can put a few extra butts in some seats, that's a few extra bucks, that the promotion can make.
Not saying we're the end all, but I mean,
and support
help.
Support your favorites. If there's somebody, the merchandise is unreal at some of the shows. You could get T-shirts, buttons, hats, hoodies. These whatever the heck these are. I don't know. You could chew on it if you get hungry. But there's all kinds of stuff, and like the Tetsu, they have a great show that's coming up on the 13th, I think.
Right, it's this coming Saturday.
And it's going to that's going to be a great show, and Tetsu has that 6-sided ring, which is like, it's cool to watch something like that. I've never seen that, in person like that before. So that was really cool. And then Test of Strength, April's got several. There's BCW, NAW, CPW's doing their anniversary show. You'll be there, right? I know you'll be there.
I'll be there.
I got the graphic treatment for that one.
It's gonna be fun. You know what? I'm even gonna bring some signs for the kids. I think. I'm gonna make some signs and bring them so that they could, do a little cheering on the side.
Hopefully they don't get them ripped. But.
That's okay. That's what they're for. They have a good time, and then they just throw them, and we'll pick them up later.
PAPW was this weekend as well, I think.
Yeah, they had to reschedule the show. It was going to be this past Saturday, but they felt that because of the cold snap that happened, I guess, in the evening and the rain and everything, it would have made for a miserable show. Not the show, but having to wait in line to get in or whatever, and so they figured, let's go ahead and move it up a week or whatever. So it's going to be this weekend as well. I won't be able to make that one because I have to be working at the Tetsu show. I'm going to be there with my compadre, my mentor, the professor, Rick Del Santo.
Shout out to Rick.
Shout out to Rick. I love you, buddy. Good man. Well, let's see. I think, then after that, then I'm going to be up in Massachusetts with Rick at the NAW show on Saturday, the 20th. Yeah, the 20th. And then on the 21st, we're going to be up at BCW for their show up in Holyoke. So that ought to be a lot of fun.
Got a double shot.
Yeah, double
Right.
shot for the weekend, and then we take a break until the 26th, which is the third year anniversary show for CPW, and that's gonna. Have you seen that card? That's.
Oh, of course.
Oh my God, that card is phenomenal. That card is awesome. Yeah, I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about it. Actually.
Right.
And then Test of Strength. I'm definitely going to be going to that show on the 27th. I went to that show last week and I was blown away. The talent, phenomenal. They had have you ever seen a stepladder match, Jason?
Never. Up until, yeah.
You know, you might think it would be kind of comical. And that stepladder, they had like 4 or 5 stepladders in the ring. Am I right?
Oh,
Matt?
yeah, every
And there
team
was a
brought out
stepladder
one.
every time.
Every team brought out one.
And it was a 4-pack challenge, I guess you'd say, right? Because they had the 4 tag teams, and they ended up bringing in step ladders, and they were using them for whatever they wanted to. I liked it actually better than a tall ladder. I thought it was
Right.
fantastic, really.
Well, you got the stepdads in a step ladder match. It
Oh,
always
my
works
God.
out. But
Stepdads were good.
they got angry at me because I had to turn up my thermostat a little the night before. So
What they were.
they sour. They get upset, when you touch the thermostat.
Well, that's because they're stepdads.
exactly. So that's.
I was a stepson once.
But yeah, I just wanted to throw out there too. It's me being even though I'm not like a wrestler, just me being doing what I do as an announcer, commentator, or something like that. Whenever I'm in the ring, I'm looking out and I see certain people out there. Jay, you're definitely included in that. But guys like him, guys like Rick that we mentioned. I look. Don Kincaid is another one.
Oh, yeah.
Don is
And-
a riot.
Yeah.
I swear, I got to bring a diaper with me when I go to. If I know he's at the show.
Right, and so it's like you see guys like that, and it's going to be a good time, and you're happy to see them there because that they're going to be taking pictures, and not only that, but just good people to talk to and converse with and stuff like that. And you are quickly becoming one of those people and getting into that.
I appreciate
that group, and. So yeah, I just wanted to let you know that because, like I said, it's we were talking before a lot of these shows recently, and it truly has been a pleasure getting to know you, my friend. And,
I thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I really do. You guys, like I said, all of you. I met you. I think it was actually the first time. Might have been at the Tetsu show last year.
Yeah, it might have been a
no.
couple months ago, yeah.
Was it Tetsu or was it the?
The first tattoo I went to was over the summer.
Or maybe it was BST. I saw you for the first time
Right.
at. They've got a show coming up too.
April 19th.
Devonshire Hall. Don't miss it. That place is a nice place to have a show.
Yep.
There is so much room there, and usually the merchandise is off the charts in that one. It really they set up a nice. Everybody's got a lot of stuff.
I've gotten
I'm a
some great
sucker.
video. I got some great video shots from that place.
Yeah, me
Yeah.
too. Well, I'm horrible on TV. I probably look like Jabba the Hutt when this comes out, but I don't, it is what it is. I stopped trying to impress people a long time ago.
It's all good. We love you, Unc.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
But yeah, that was one thing I wanted to ask you is that you mentioned the stepladder warfare match and a couple other things. I see you got a Hustle and Muscle shirt on. So, are there any talents or moments over the past roughly year or so that you've been, I guess, on the scene now that have really stuck out to you or anything that you want to highlight?
I would say that I really liked when Fly fought Hunter for the belt. Fly Nine Noriega, for those of you that don't know him, is a talent that I think is totally somebody to watch. He's a good kid, and he's got a lot of he's building a lot of a good resume. You're finding him at a lot of these shows that I probably wouldn't even be able to get to, because I'm kind of on a limited schedule, and I'm trying to do what I can with what I
Right.
can. I also that was a great match. Actually, and when Fly fought Bobby Buffet at CPW, that was also a really good match, I thought. I think you were there at that one.
Yes.
That was good. But I think what's really standing out in my mind are the matches that I saw Sammy Diaz in this past weekend. Oof! Here come the goosebumps again. that I don't want to say. I don't like to
Top
say.
5, dead or alive.
Guys, if I say, oh, he's a good kid, it's because I'm an old man. Everybody's a kid. These are good kids sitting next to me right here, okay? But he's unbelievable in the ring. When I watch him, I'm become such I'm still a smark, but I become a mark. You know, I'm in awe when I watch him. And you probably notice that every picture I get of Sammy, I think is a good pick. I really do. And but I'm not. I don't pick and choose who I give. Everybody gets a fair shake, you know, because you've got a lot of talent that's new, you know, just getting out of school maybe, and wrestling school,
Right.
and they're hungry. They want their match, you know. And I love it when guys like Anytime Alan Bano or Buzz Bloodsaw or Ryan Frost, those guys, Bull Dread, my God, Bull Dread, you know, we could talk about Bull all day. And these guys they're willing to take that match with these young kids because, they're teaching them a lesson. They're teaching them, they're learning the ropes. So it's pretty cool to see guys like that have got a few years under their belt, sharing the way they do. As long as they're not an angry chap.
Right.
Because you have a few angry chaps here and there, but that's life, It's
Hey.
what, So,
But,
I would say that those are probably unfortunately, though, when I'm doing what I'm doing, I don't know if you've ever watched me while I'm working. I literally don't watch the match. I have my phone set up because what I did is I wanted to do this. I'm on a retirement budget, so I wanted to do this as inexpensive as I could, but I wanted to get the best possible outcome that I could.
Right.
So what I ended up doing was, I had the iPhone. I bought a tripod, a good tripod. I bought a light bar that hooks on the top of this. I bought the microphones I was talking about, which I'd like to shout out about the potato, afterwards.
Oh, yes.
And now I got the video camera that I'm going to start working into it. So, I'm slowly doing things, I'm progressing, but I'm not going too fast because I don't want to take too much on my plate because then my service becomes a disservice. And I don't want that. I want to be able to give every photo, every video, which for some reason in stupid little shorts I do, when I throw some music on it and I put some dumb heading or whatever, those things blow up. I get so many likes on them. People love when I put some some 5-figure death punch to Alan Bano, giving Alan Compass a slam, or something.
Right.
I just try to make it so the beats go with the way the beats of the mat,
And you do that cool slow-mo thing, too, I've noticed.
That was a mistake. I found out I ended up thinking I was going to record a match, and I was at the BTS show. BST show last year or at the beginning of the year. But anyway, I hit the button and it was on slow-mo. And I took about 1.5 minutes, 2 minutes of video on slow-mo. And it was the most boring thing I ever looked at because it was just, it just running doing a rope-a-dope felt like 10 minutes watching it. And I was like, but wait, can I try using that again? And I did. And I learned how by, just like anybody else, you play with your phone, you find out stuff. like anything. You know, you get a new electronic or a new toy or whatever you got, and you find out by just experimenting, and that's what I did, and it's helping, I think. I'm not saying that I'm responsible for it. The talent is really 100% the reason why, but I think that me getting out the word has helped somewhat, because I have seen a little bit of a push in the ticket sales, we'll say, I guess. Like, I mean, at PAPW, they've sold out the past few months. Tight. I'm standing room only.
Oh, yeah.
You
Oh,
know?
Yeah. No, they've been on a tear.
But they put on such a great show that people are willing to stand and watch it, and that's what's cool. You know?
They've outgrown that facility.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
They and you know, Mario and Paul Roma, Mario Messi and Paul Roma are a couple of great guys.
Oh,
They really
absolutely.
are. And you know, they take good care of their guys, and the guys, you know, they put a good show on for them there, and they really have a good time doing it, I think, too. And I enjoy doing shows there. And actually, if you want to talk about what this potato thing is all about,
What is this potato thing?
the
all about?
potato. You probably see it on like a lot of my posts. You'll see it, you know, hashtag potato, or you'll see the
Right.
potato. The potato is coming. I had a vision, and it's true. It was like just a vision. I was just kind of staring out the window in my living room. I said, I was watching some old school WWF when it was WWF, and Gene Okerlund was doing his segments, his vignettes, you know, in the gorilla probably. And I thought, you know what? That's what a lot of these promotions I don't see happening is I don't see ringside promo, you know, where the guy he's just coming off a match, whether he won or lost. My microphone is your whipping post. Go at it. And I'm ready to do that. And I want to go old school with it, you know. This fat man will put a tie on for that, okay? I'll put 2 ties on, because I probably need it with this neck. But I want to start doing, I talked to Paul about it, and Paul Roma said, we could use the PAPW wall, because they're going to rearrange. I don't know if you noticed it the last time we were there. They had some wood outside for construction. They're thinking of building a new wall, I guess, with a door or something for the talent, or something, I don't know, something like that. They were talking about it. And if that comes to fruition, when they're ready, then the potato will go in gear, and they've got first, you know, call if they'd like, you know, for me to be there, you know, Solely or Okerlund or, you know, whoever. You know, I'm ready. And I think it's good for the guys, because it gives them a little bit of practice for when they want to spout off, you know, because, you know, they ever get on national TV, or if they're on, you know, TV, and they do a promo, they're going to have to be on point with it, right?
Absolutely.
You know, I mean,
No doubt.
it's hard for me not to cuss sometimes or whatever. Imagine just taking a loss to somebody that you thought you had in the bag you could beat, and you lose. Well, you know what? Let me know. What is it that bothers you about that? What happened? What do you think happened? You think you got screwed over? I don't want the spotlight on me. All I'm going to do is I'm going to say, it's all yours, buddy, and I'll step out of the picture, and I'll just hold the microphone if you want. You know,
Right.
I just want them to be them and do what they do best.
It helps with their training.
And
You're there.
It helps with their training, but you know what? It also gives me something else to post on these 7 platforms that I'm on that can be used as teasers, or, you know, to help bring in some more people. Oh, they actually got a guy that's doing interviews, and they sell merch, you know, because let's face it, a lot of the big league stuff is because of production, you know, and you got to work on production, because it's just like food, you know, you eat with your eyes first. If you walk into a place and it's like, you know, you're going to be like, you know,
Right.
I don't know how comfortable I'm going to be here, honey. So it's better to come in. Wow, this place is pretty cool.
The presentation of a product, the telling of a
And
story.
we're bringing in old school
Right.
with the interview, and I call it the potato for, the vocab,
Yeah.
the wrestling vocabulary. So I'm very psyched about it. I got the video camera, I got tripod, I got lighting, I got microphone, and I got attitude. And I'm ready to bring out the best in some of these guys. We just did the promo with Q last week up at Test of Strength. Q the Pit. He had a couple of words to say to Eddie Diesel because of the show up at the OWF. And he had a little retaliation speech he wanted to say. And he said, Otis, come with me. And we did a quick little something that I posted. And I'm sure Eddie saw it by now,
Right.
And, I think that is a good way for the guys to, and a lot of the guys, they might have a cell phone and they could do their own kind of thing. But I can be your production crew, and I could post it on 7 platforms for you and pretty much take the worry out of your hands. That's my biggest thing. That's what I want to do is I want to let them focus on their matches. Not that, I got to post this and post that, and so that I get my name out there. Well, let me do that for you. I got nothing else to do. I'm retired, and this kind of gives me some purpose. And like I said, what better way to have purpose than if you can help somebody out, No more promos in the car while you're driving on 95. No more promos eating Egg McMuffins. He knows who I'm talking about. But I love the guys. I really do, and I want to help them out. I want to keep helping them out. And
Makes you feel good.
Well, yeah, and I belong to a family now that, I almost feel closer than my real family. And as odd as that sounds, my real family is everywhere else, and I don't really see anybody else. And you guys have taken me in and allowed me to do my thing, and I'm having a blast doing it, and I'm excited that I can give back, so I'm really good with it.
Absolutely.
And as I said, my friend, we're happy to have you here. So.
Right.
I couldn't be more ecstatic and feel more welcomed. I really couldn't. You guys have all treated me golden, and people think that that wrestling is a very if you're involved in it, then you're very you got to be serious because you got things to do and show to put on and whatever. But everybody plays their role very well, and I'm glad to have a role in it. So
We got some cards coming up, like we talked about Tetsu and Test of Strength and all that. I have some graphics. If they want
Graphic
to show
roulette,
them.
baby.
Right. Whenever they're ready. There we
Hey,
go. Here it
yes.
is right here. This is the one coming up this Saturday, the Real Folk Blues.
yep.
This is at the Bristol Boys and Girls Club. There's the address right there.
Yep,
like you
it's right
said,
down the street there
right.
from the ESPN.
Yes. It's a cheap, affordable night out for people. And you get a great seat no matter where you're sitting.
Yeah, it's a nice venue. They have they hold it in the gym, which they have a huge gym. And what I liked about it, I have a bad back, but they have these pre-molded butt printed seats, like they're shaped like your dupa, and they were comfortable. And I sat in that seat for a couple hours and filmed that show that I went to, the last one that I went to of them, and
Right.
and it was a great show. It was really. I just posted one of the pictures from it the other day with Mr. James jumping off the top turnbuckle.
We got some of the matches too, graphics for them, I believe.
Were you a good noodle, Unk? By the way, did Mr. James?
No, I was sitting all the way in the back, but I did end up
okay.
having. I can't remember. The women had a match,
Right.
and they ended up in the right in my lap just about. And I was like this with I had the tripod. Actually, I left my tripod there in the gym. When I went home, I couldn't find it anywhere. And I was like, oh, I put it on the seat next to me and I left it there. Ooh. That's how good the show was. I was so excited, when I was there.
Here we go.
Oh, I like Pretty Poppy.
Pretty Poppy.
Yeah, he's so debonair.
Sergeant Fury.
The Sarge.
Yeah.
The Sarge. Let me tell you what, that dude is mean and he brings a lot of fury. That is not just a name. That's real, folks.
Yeah.
Pretty Poppy's getting himself out there.
Yes.
A lot more places. He's very charismatic.
Yeah, and he's good in the ring. He's really a good wrestler. He does a good job in there.
What else do we have here coming up?
This is going to be a good. Look at that. I saw. Now, Mooch just recently was fighting Bull Dread at PAPW.
Right.
And that was quite a match, too. Those two, they've been having it out for a little while. Jorge Sante, fantastic. That guy's right. I saw him at New Age last month, I think it was, or the month before. Yeah, it was in last month.
Yep.
On the 16th, I had it written here. I've never seen him until that day, and I was wicked impressed. He's really good in the ring, and he's got just enough attitude to carry him through. You know what I'm saying? Where, I don't think. Now I've never seen the other two guys. Maybe you guys are familiar with them.
Oh yeah, you got the artist formerly known as Dash, FKA Dashing D Weatherford, aka Dashing D 1000, or should I say FKA? I'm sorry. But either way, veteran, used to be one half of the tag team, the Congregation. He's got a whole vibe about him. He's got a ton of talent in the ring. He's wrestled a who's who of people from around everywhere. Real solid dude, real solid wrestler. And so, this is going to be fireworks. You got a bunch of different styles in this match. And you got a six-sided ring that's trying to contain it. And also, folks, too, if you know the title of this event, also the title of the ending theme song of the greatest anime of all time, in my opinion, Cowboy Bebop. So that's how you know how cool Tetsu Pro Wrestling is.
And I always thought that it was Akira. Oh well.
It's a great one. That's why I said in my opinion. Because
here we go.
These are two very talented women right here.
Yes.
Delmy XO. Delmy, I've seen Delmy in Pioneer Valley. This is going back at least 8 years ago.
Skylar was one of the two women that ended up right in the row in front of me.
Right.
And I want to say that EXO was the other woman that she was up against, but I can't quite remember. But those women, they took it, they went from pillar to post to that joint. And I was sitting all the way in the back row of the bleachers, and they took it all the way up to into the bleachers. So that was really exciting. So that's going to be fireworks too.
If you want to see a great match, an awesome match, and also women's match, it's these two right here.
Yeah.
They're going to tear it up again. They tore it up the last two times.
And it's a last woman standing match too. So now you know that it's going to get real rough. The first one that can't get up, you're done.
That's it.
Oh, hey, I noticed a certain one of these team shirts on a certain somebody.
Who's that?
Right.
In this
right.
In this dais here.
I can't help myself. You know what? This is going to be a tough one because I really like Hustle and Muscle. I like their blend of wrestling. You've got Mr. Stone. I always call them Mr. Stone and Mr. Bricks, and I since I've met them and. For good reason, believe me. But I'm a little concerned because Frosty, he's no slouch, and this is just going to be something. Now I don't know the other gentleman, and I feel stupid. But then again, folks, I've only been involved about 6-7 months,
right.
But I'm sure that he's got to be top notch because he's teaming with Frosty.
Oh, he is. That is
So-
one T.J. Howell III. That
Right.
is his partner, one half of Cold Cash.
Mm.
Frosty brings the cold, T.J. brings the cash, but they always bring a bunch of pain. That is for sure. And this is going to be a solid matchup. You got the powerhouse. You got the technicians on the team. And it's going to be a fun one. And I mean, it always is when you get the combination of these guys together. So in whatever capacity it is.
Yeah, and
So.
what's really cool is, Ryan Frost and Mr. Bricks there are a couple of big guys, but they move around the ring like they're, featherweights. And seriously, I took a picture of Mr. Bricks body slamming somebody at a match, and he had to be 4 feet off the ground. And that was just from a standing body slam. I mean, he just picked him up and himself, and he put him to the mat. So, yeah, that's going to be exciting. Oh, here we go. All right.
It just
And
keeps
place
getting
your
better
bets.
and better.
Well, Unc, I want you to give your take because we saw this. I believe it was about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. You know what? First of all, Ichiban, his reputation follows him wherever he goes. So, you know that whatever he's involved in is going to be like watching a room full of mosquitoes all over the place. And Sammy Diaz is, as far as I'm concerned, one of the hottest wrestlers on the scene. At least one of the hottest that I have seen in my short tenure of being involved in the business. This guy is a tactician. He knows he's very technical when he wants to be, but he also he can throw in a little high flying. He can take it to the mat. He knows some submission. So it's a great pairing to go up against Ichiban because Ichiban is also a master of the mat. So this is going to be the match, I think, that will blow the roof off the joint. As much as I like the other lineup, the rest of the lineups, this one here would be the one that I would drive
You might
a
look
long
at-
ways to go
yeah.
see.
You might be looking at the main event right there.
And,
Yeah,
and
right.
don't forget, folks. Sammy Diaz might be top 5, but Ichiban.
It's number one.
Number one.
Number one. Yeah.
You know, the audience had me rolling when he was giving the punches, and you know how they count to 10? The audience will count to 10, and everyone was one. Oh,
All right, this is Pioneer Valley coming up. I can't believe it's already been 9 years already.
Well, you guys will have to talk on that and fill me in because this is something that's exciting to me. I haven't never been to one of their shows.
I would encourage you to attend one of their shows. They
Yeah.
are down to earth people. They're it's an awesome promotion. It's been through a lot of changes over the last 9 years, but they still go strong. I mean, you still have some of the same familiar faces that you had from 9 years ago, but there's a lot of new talent as well. That is this coming Sunday. That's the Pulaski Club in East Hampton, Massachusetts. A company that, this show has been associated with for the better, I'd say, starting 2014, 2015 easily. Been going up there filming. Had some great times up there.
Yeah. Pulaski Club's a nice place.
Oh,
Yes.
yes, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. But I mean, here we go. We got some graphics for the cards. Here we got R.J. Rude and Scotty Wild.
Oh, those are two OGs, that's for sure.
Right. R.J. Rude, I believe he works down this way.
I'm going to have to
Oh,
make way to one
absolutely
of their
he was.
matches out there.
R.J. Rude was one of the reasons I fell into one of the reasons I started to like the local scene. The first PAPW event I ever saw before I was in the business, when I was in the bleachers as a fan, he was the Intercontinental Champion down there. So
Oh, okay.
I thought he was a great wrestler, and as you can see, he's only gotten better since then.
And
So-
Scotty Wild's awesome. I'd say he's one of the originals for PvP.
Absolutely. No, Scotty's a solid dude. Great wrestler too. He's got the power of Terry Bogard. Once again, folks, if you know, you know. Will not explain. And no, this match was like a lot of fun.
That's gotta be brother versus brother.
Uh-oh.
Hammer Tunis and his younger brother, Jay. Have you ever worked with Hammer Tunis before at any?
I believe he was at one of the original LIT events. I believe it was the first Lituation. That was my first encounter with him, and I mean, from all accounts, I mean, he seems like he's been around a while, and he being Hammer, and
Oh, absolutely.
from what I understand, from what I've seen, he absolutely deserves the pretty stellar reputation that he has.
I'd say he's the man up there. They have many names for him. He went by Sexy Jesus at one point, even.
I'm going to have to get to one of their... Oh, there's my guy. Well, yep, see, I told you I got to get out there.
Oh, and let me tell you what.
Sammy Diaz gets out there.
Yeah, I'm going to have that.
Now you're
blast.
going to have to get out there.
Unc, you would love this matchup because not only have we detailed, you know, the top fiveness of Dead or Alive of Sammy Diaz, so just wanted to work in the moniker there. But TJ Crawford, let me tell you, this guy is exciting.
He looks intense just from the...
Oh, believe me, I've seen this guy in there, you know, with guys like, you know, Miracle Generation, Ichiban, and it is never disappointed.
So
ever.
this is would you say, how does he square up with against Sammy? You think that?
Well, I'd say in this match, there's a wrestler that is very technically gifted, can strike very well with good, you know, striking techniques, that can fly when they want to, do some high flying stuff.
So Crawford is like that as well?
I was going to say, which one of them did I just describe?
Well, it sounded like Sammy, but that's only because I know what Sammy can do.
Yeah, exactly. So that's the thing.
Wow.
This is literally pretty much as close to a mirror match as you can get, and I mean that in the best way possible.
People, if you could get to this, please go see them. Post some pictures so I could live vicariously through you. Because I'm so busy, I'm not going to be able to get to this one.
The Miracle Generation, the Union, I'm just learning a little bit about them. They're managed by Alex Cipher, who wanted to start a little union in Pioneer Valley Pro Wrestling. So they recently won the tag team championships. Miracle Generation, though, we all know them.
Oh, we love them, and that's the thing. These are guys that, and Unc, I'm sure you're probably starting to see it now that you've been around. Jay, I'm sure you've seen it many times as well. But Miracle Generation, when I was starting in as a ring announcer / commentator, they were actually just starting their wrestling careers. I don't know if I announced their first matches, but I know I was in the building for them at the very least. And the progression that they have made, both individually and as a team since then, has just been one of my favorite things to see over my, I guess, short. I don't know. It's been what, close to 5-6 years now.
Is that Waller top right?
Yes, it is.
I thought so.
Yep, that's Flash Waller and Kyle.
Yeah, he's pretty amazing too. I got to tell you, I've been.
Yeah.
We saw him there at a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
And Dustin's. He's also another one to probably keep your eyes on. So that'd probably be a really good one there.
Fancy Ryan Clancy, who recently won the All Valley Tournament, takes on Brett Ryan Gosling.
The victorious BRG. Do not confuse him with Ryan Gosling. If you do that, he will probably be upset with you, and you would probably deserve that. But listen, you know, Fancy Ryan Clancy, I mean, he looks like an old school wrestler. He wrestles like an old school wrestler. He's freaking great. And BRG, he's a little cocky, but he can back it up. And so this is, I would like to see what these two can do. I think this is stylistically kind of, you know,
Similar
different styles, similar but different, but as I say, guys, styles make fights.
Right?
Yeah.
Big Juicy, the recently won the PvP Women's Championship. This is how long it's been. I've been going up there. I remember when they first introduced the women's title at Pioneer Valley. Taking on Ariella Nix, Answer to Your Prayers, Big name up in the New York area. Wrestled for Blitzkrieg up in Enfield a while
okay.
back. Yeah, so I haven't seen her in a long time. Looking forward to seeing her once again.
Yeah, and going along with on that, Big Juicy, she is another one that I was there since I'm not sure if it was her first match, but if not the very beginning, close to the very beginning, and the evolution that she has been on throughout her career has just again been an absolute joy to watch. She's at the top of her game, and I mean, this is if this were the main event of this show, it would not disappoint. I can guarantee you that.
So yeah, definitely looking forward to that. What else do we got here?
Ooh, a bunkhouse brawl.
Hey, look at this. Let's just take a look at some of the names.
Lucas
here.
Chase is there.
Steven Stetson,
Oh, Stetson. Who else we got here? Is that?
Chris Benny.
I think that's Frosty.
It
Ryan
is
Frost.
Frosty, top
Yeah.
left.
Oh yes.
And Logan Black. Oh my goodness.
This is going to be outrageous. I
Well-
can tell already. This is going to be a bunkhouse brawl. That's putting it mildly.
Well, let me tell you what, people, bring your popcorn and make sure you hold your kid's hand tight because it might just spill out somewhere.
Yeah,
So
no doubt.
I see
Yeah.
Matt putting the address into his GPS for this and coming up after his test of strength.
you never know. You never know where Matt DeCourt might pop up. I mean, I'm not
Right.
booked on it, but I mean, it's still. I mean, this card on paper, folks. I mean,
Hey, well, if you ever need somebody to tag along, you know.
well, would you like to come to New York sometime, Zunk? Because those are some very long drives.
I absolutely would. Yeah, I mean, we could work something out in my schedule, like, you know, because I'm so busy.
And we have AJ Cruz taking on Brad Hollister.
Thick cut 250 of big bacon.
Big bacon.
And that is a beast of a man, and I mean, he means business. He's big business, and this dude can back it up. I don't know much about AJ Cruz, Jay.
He's called into the show before. He's a great guy, very talented athlete. You know, I'm looking forward to seeing him again. He and Hammer Tunis, they've had such a huge rivalry, wrestling each other on and off over the years. I mean, they've been friends, they've been enemies, they're enemies now. I mean, it keeps going on and on. But, you know, even though you have the same people a lot of the time, they make it interesting. And that's what's good, you know.
See, this is the kind of stuff that I would like to go and see also, because, like I was telling you, I'm going to start doing a regular article, at least with any of the, you know, shows that I've been to, and I'm going to be writing the results, basically. And I like to go to shows that are a little bit out of the way for me, so that I can push some new talent, possibly. And with Rick Del Santo's help, I'm able to do that because now I'm, you know, a full-time contributor to ProWrestlingWire.com with him, and he's showing me, you know, some stuff, and you know, he looks at what I send in and he posts it on the website, and it gives me a lot of joy to do stuff. So something like this that I'm not used to, you know, a 6-man tag team match. I would love to go see something like that.
Right. I'm not really too familiar with any of these names here.
Yeah, I don't recognize anybody on that.
Right. Matthew, do you
I gotta.
If you don't
I
know
hope
Matt,
I get
then-
to know them at some point.
Yeah.
But
Oh, here we go. We were talking about this one.
This is Elevate 2 coming up in Hampton, Devonshire Hall.
Joseph
next
Alexander. I saw Joseph Alexander last weekend at
absolutely.
the show, and he was he's really good in the ring too.
Yes, he does. And folks, he always brings his A game.
Yes.
See what I did there? See what I did there?
Yes, you did. Very good. Very good. Somebody give him a cookie.
Oh, I love cookies.
Do you?
Landon Hale.
Yeah, I know of Landon, but I haven't seen him wrestle as yet.
Yeah, he's been you know, around the scene for a while now. Very solid. I haven't seen much of him personally, but you know, from what I have seen, you know, this is going to be a really fun matchup. And two guys going at it, and
I could vouch
to the
that
victor
it'll be.
goes the spoils.
Right.
Yeah. It's going to be that'd probably be a good match then, because I know Alexander's he's a tight wrestler. He's good.
What do we have next? Well, that's BST Elevate. coming to
Remember,
you.
Devonshire Hall.
And folks, if you like comics, check out Alternate Universe.
Dan
There's
DeMann,
Mr.
yeah.
James. Oh, Dan DeMann.
Dan DeMann is not a good noodle.
No, he's not. He's not. Well, unless you're, of course, one of his apostles and you read the book of Dan, if if you're in with him on that, then I guess you're in good shape. But I'm not about to ask him anything about it.
It's propaganda. It's propaganda.
Right.
Don't tell him I said that though.
He's trying to recruit people into his sect. Is that it? Something like that? Is it cult-like?
I'd rather just have a
I-
sticker from Mr. James on my
Yes.
forehead.
Okay.
Put a smiley face on my
Be a
forehead.
good noodle, folks.
Marcus Mathers, Kylan King, and Jorge Sante once again.
3 more guys that know how to tear up the ring. Kylon King. We saw him a couple weeks ago. All over the ring. This guy's amazing. I like him a lot. Marcus Mathers, I've just seen him a couple of times. And I was impressed. I mean, he's tight wrestler. He's good. I think he might give Kylon a bit of a run for his money. But these 2 guys have to go up against Jorge Sante. And that's not going to be an easy task.
You got not one, but you got 2 kings in this match. You got the Inner City King, Jorge Santi. You've got Kylon King, the New Haven highlight reel. Marcus Mathers doesn't bill himself as a king, but he is Philly's
Well,
finest.
that reminds me,
Right.
I'm going to go to Burger King after I leave here.
Oh, now I want Burger King, huh?
Well, maybe we'll go right after the show.
Fresh Air.
Oh, the
I don't know
Haven.
who Fresh Air is, but I know who the Haven is. We
Yes.
all know who the Haven is.
Oh, we
Yeah,
sure do.
We like the Haven.
Yep, they're another group of guys that I've seen since the beginning, and these guys, again, whether they're singles or teaming up together, I mean, they always put on a show. I'll never forget when I was doing an event for XWA in Rhode Island, and I miss XWA. I wish they were still a thing, but whatever. So I remember I was doing a guest spot there. I wasn't the regular announcer, but they came out, and usually right after they hit the curtain, I'll announce the team, and I had to wait a good 15, 20 seconds, maybe even 30, for the crowd noise to die down because I couldn't hear a thing.
They were going nuts for the Haven.
And that's, yep.
I could see that. I mean, they've got a presence when they enter the ring that is bar none professional. And you would think that these guys had been, in the big leagues because they're really good. I like them, and I like their attitude.
Lucas Chase.
Oh,
He's
what can you
awesome.
say about him? He's scary. That's a scary man right there, Lucas Chase.
He doesn't play around.
No, he just.
Hard hitting.
I don't know Griffin McCoy. I'm sorry, and I don't mean to say this, but it was nice knowing you.
Right. Griffin McCoy, I saw him at a pro wrestling grind show. Same place PvP runs out of, East Hampton, Massachusetts, at Pulaski Club. And he's pretty. I was pretty impressed.
Were you?
Yeah.
Well,
I
then
gotta
maybe
say,
he's got a
yeah.
shot against Mr. Chase. I know that, like I said, he's a scary individual.
Clara Carreras.
Carrera.
La Chica.
Yes.
Against Cosmic.
Oh, yes.
Anybody?
Cosmic, and these are 2, La Chica, she's got that, she's got that fire in her, and Cosmic, she's got that, kind of, that
Chill.
aura about her.
Right.
And
Where she's more chill, or
no, she's, it's like you can't really tell if she's angry, if she's just pissed off at everything, or if she's plotting, or
those could be the worst opponents because you don't know what's coming.
exactly,
Right.
and that's why this is going to be a really good match. So,
Absolutely.
I'm digging the way the women are tearing up the scene.
got great women's
There
wrestling.
was a
Yes.
Vita Von Star is also taking on Delmy XL. I don't believe they have a graphic for that.
That's going to be a tremendous
but
match
that's going
too.
to be tremendous too.
Who?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't catch that.
Vita Von Star.
Oh yeah, I saw that at the
Right.
BST show last year when I went, and it was in a 4-way. They had a 4-way match there, women's match. That was outstanding. Those women were all over the ring, and they used every rope and turnbuckle they could.
And
Very-
Delmy, I'm so proud of her.
She's exciting to watch.
She is.
She is exciting to watch.
She was in a tag team with her sister, Ashley Vox. They were called Team Sea Stars, but you know that was several years ago. Now she's broken out on her own.
Well,
So,
pro
you know,
wrestling, you know,
Right.
You make certain moves, and
Right.
and sometimes you're lucky, sometimes you're not.
Right.
And you know, that's another thing is with wrestling. I noticed, and I've said it before, it's a tough business. It really is for these guys and these gals that are, you know, wrestling, because the independent circuit doesn't have enough. We need to really push it, you know, because as much of a wrestling fan as I've been since my early 20s, I had no inclination that there was this many in my backyard in this
yes.
small state of Connecticut. I could go from corner to corner and see, you know, a match. And what's nice is in the independents, a lot of these guys and gals travel to different promotions because that's what, you know, just like the big leagues did when they were coming up and everything. And
you're not really under a contract to one or another, which is good.
But
So
it's really cool if you're a
Right.
fan, because if you have somebody who's your favorite, you could follow them
Right.
and watch the progression of their you know, their style, or you know, whatever it is that they do best. You can see how they, because this, let's face it, this is their chance to tweak who they are, and you know, plan what it is that they want to do with what they're, you know, this is the stomping ground, this is the proving ground for them. And we have some amazing, I again, goose pimples, amazing talent in the state, in the tri-state area, you know, but in this state alone. And anywhere in this state, you can get to the other side of the state in an hour.
Absolutely.
So why not? If you got $20 and you want to go see a match, get a buddy, bring the family. These shows 9 out of 10 times are 100% family friendly.
Absolutely.
You know, the kids love it. We love to hear. There's kids that come to some of these shows that are regulars, you guys know, and they just love to give the wrestlers a hard time. And the wrestlers just eat it up, and so do we. I love it. I think it's fun. It's hilarious. The kids have a good time, you know, and you can't do anything better with your $20. Well, except save it. But what fun is that?
Exactly. You're not going to have fun with it being your savings account.
Exactly.
We are out of time, but I want to thank you.
Oh, thank you guys from the bottom of my heart. I really appreciate this opportunity to sit and shoot the bull about my favorite thing in the world, independent professional wrestling.
Absolutely.
I'll make sure Jay brings you back.
Definitely. We'll bring Rick next time, too.
Oh, that would be awesome. Rick, don't forget to check out Rick Del Santo, the professor, at ProWrestlingWire.com. You can
And yourself
check him out
as well.
on YouTube. Yeah, I'm on YouTube. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Threads. I'm on TikTok. I'm even on Pinterest. I've got posts on Pinterest because, believe it or not, they all offer a basic analytic review of every post you put out. And that's what I do. I have all of my platforms set up on their free basic platform that they offer, and it tells me how every post I put up, how many shares, how many likes, how many everything. And that's what tells me what works.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Matt. See you again soon. Good night. Good luck. See you next time.
Oh, that was.
We got to do it. That's better.
There it is.
Do it with your phone next time.
Yeah.